Hello, we are Piper Studio. I am Finbera Cabilian, and here is a quick overview on our animated poster, which aims to hit SDGs 4 and SDG 16, which are quality education and peace and justice and strong institutions. This graphic poster is entitled Punk Politika, built on the wordplay of the word pang politika derived from its punk-themed visual approach. Furthermore, this applies the alliteration of the letter P as a literary technique which makes it more catchy and easier to recall. Beyond its literal concept, this poster is grounded on the objective to raise awareness, encourage critical thinking, and inspire people to remain informed and remain involved in national issues. This direction utilizes motion graphic as a powerful medium to amplify current political issues and translate them into visually engaging narratives that are accessible.
Hello, my name is Alika Minero, and today I'll be discussing our target audience for this project. This project aims to reach young audiences, particularly children, students, and first-time voters who aged 16 to 30. This age group is highly active on social media and constantly exposed to large amounts of information. However, despite this exposure, they may lack deeper engagement or a clear understanding of political issues. In addition, the project also targets the general public, especially those who consume online content daily, in order to raise awareness on a broader scale and encourage more informed perspectives on the country's political landscape.
For the creative direction of Punk Politika, we used a punk-inspired visual style to reflect resistance, urgency, and activism. Since the project is rooted in social political awareness, we wanted it to feel bold, emotional, and impossible to ignore. Our aggressive yet empowering tone is meant not just to inform, but also to encourage audiences to speak up and engage with national issues. Through striking visuals and energetic motion graphics, we aim to connect with younger viewers while keeping the message serious, relevant, and impactful.
So good day everyone, I'm Therese Aracha and I will be presenting our visual approach. So our visual approach is inspired by the 70s to 80s punk rock aesthetic, reflecting themes of rebellion, resistance, and political awareness. Rooted in activism and self-expression, punk art became a powerful medium for speaking out against corruption, inequality, and censorship. Visually, the design uses grunge textures, torn paper effects, bold, distorted typography, and high-contrast color schemes to create a raw, urgent, and rebellious feel.
For our mood board, we took inspiration from the 70s and 80s punk rock aesthetic because it strongly connects to themes of rebellion, resistance, and political awareness. Punk culture was often used as a form of expression against corruption, inequality, and social issues, which aligns with the message of our project. Visually, we incorporated grunge textures, torn paper effects, bold typography, and high contrast colors to create a raw and urgent feel that reflects activism and resistance. For our logo, we created the name Piper Studio, which was the idea of a piper or someone who creates and carries sound. It was also initially inspired by our sound production phase. And as we developed the concept further, we realized that it also unintentionally connects to the idea of whistleblowing in politics, like speaking up, spreading awareness, and exposing social issues, which aligns with our overall message and advocacy for our project. The logo itself uses a minimal and stylized figure of a piper to visually represent communication, expression, and influence.
So as we can see here, we have two posters, but that will make sense once the storyboard will be discussed. So as we can see here, again, it is very highly inspired by punk style type of graphic. It is very loud, aggressive, but as well as very emotional in a way where audiences can grab the message right away. So let's discuss the first poster. So as for our first poster, we can see here that there are people protesting in front of Malacanang, which is highlighted red because that is our focus, the government, and they are in a flood. As you can see that there are thundering clouds, so it's raining and flood is rising. And of course, that's one of our issues today in our government and our politics. And our color palette here also consists of black and white. The gray is only for the clouds since it's raining. Black and white because this issue is not, there is no gray area in this issue. It is purely black and white, or right or wrong. There's only one answer to this issue, which is to actually help our people. And for our second poster, it is a newspaper wherein the first poster's image is plastered on that newspaper, and it is our main topic, which is Voices Unheard. Since these days, there are issues that are unresolved. So up to this day, there are still no answers from the government. And of course, it will be on the news everywhere. So basically, that's all for our graphic poster. So moving on to the next slide.
Hello, my name is Lindy Antidalisa and I'll be discussing the storyboard. Now, the storyboard is somewhat how we came up with the poster. So we wanted it to start with something that seems normal, and as we go out of the picture or zoom out, we reveal the entire story. So the first would be a shot for the Malacanang Palace with the sun rotating behind it. Then we would also zoom out, showing the gates from the Malacanang Palace, and then clouds would start going inside the frame. Then as we zoom out, furthermore, there would be thunder, storms. And as we zoom out again, we now see a body of water, so somewhat showing what a flood looks like. Then people would emerge from the water and we see them somewhat protesting, and then we see a shot of some posters that also helps with the storytelling, and a dollar bill going down from the frame. And then as we zoom out again, it shows that it's simply a picture from a newspaper, and the newspaper reveals what the message is. So our sustainable development goal for this project is SDG 4 quality education and SDG 16 peace, justice, and strong institutions. So this is because it promotes awareness, critical thinking, and civic participation among citizens, especially the youth. So our goal is to shed light to social political issues through the creation of engaging and accessible motion graphics such as our poster. So the project helps educate people of all ages about current national concerns. So while also encouraging them to stay informed, speak up, and actively participate in these discussions, all of which is to contribute to a more aware, just, and socially responsible society.